Chris Rock te nombró el rey de los mexicanos. ¿Qué responsabilidades vienen con este título nobiliario?
Pregúntale a Chente. Yo no soy el rey de los mexicanos nomás. He didn't know anybody else. It was either George Lopez or myself, and I guess I was a little bit more popular at that time. And, that was a very nice honor. Un honor grande que me dijo que soy el rey de los mexicanos. And I'm just like, okay, wow, cool. I've only met him one time. That was that one and only time at the show. And I haven't seen him since. So if I never talk to him again, all I know is that was the best conversation I ever had with Chris Rock, with him calling me the king of the Mexicans. As far as a responsibility, I don't know. What would be the responsibility? It's not like it's not like it's my kingdom. I'm giving people gold or houses or water. It's a big title.
¿Has bailado el payaso del rodeo en una fiesta?
No, I haven't.
¿Cuántas veces a la semana comes tacos al pastor?
If I had a chance to, because they don't have tacos al pastor everywhere, and I travel a lot, but I do enjoy a good taco. I guess maybe once a month, if I'm lucky. But that's only because I don't have access to them.
¿Cuántas Marías hay en tu familia?
Todas. All my sisters. We got some María Carmen, María Esther. Todas son Marías.
¿Salsa verde o roja?
For me, salsa verde.
¿Quién fue Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla?
Don't know.
¿Cuánto cuesta un kilo de tortilla?
A kilo of tortillas. I think a pack of tortillas is what, about $3?
You said a kilo.
A kilo, yeah. So that's less than a pound.
¿Tintán o cantinflas?
Cantinflas.
¿Elote con chile del que pica o del que no pica?
Always with spicy chile. My preference is esquite.
¿A qué equipo le vas?
I think no matter what you say, you're going to get in trouble. Porque si le vas a una, te queman en la otra.
Echas a la otra, claro.
I will take the fifth on this one.
¿Qué expectativas tienes para tu show el próximo 15 de diciembre?
I have done shows in Mexico. I got a chance to open for Franco Escamilla when he did his Netflix special en la ciudad. So it was a big show. And I actually performed in Spanish, and that was very nerve-wracking because, ya sabes, doble sentido, sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't make sense. But it was only 10 minutes, so it was like, whoo, it felt like an eternity.
A roller coaster.
I also got a chance to work with Franco in Monterrey, and that was actually the first time I ever tried to perform in Mexico. And it's always been one of those things where no matter where I go in the world, I perform in English because that's just the show that I do. So it doesn't matter what language is spoken in that country, it's always in English. So even when I performed in Spain, people were like, you're going to do the show in Spanish because you can speak Spanish? I said, look, I can order food, no problem. I go, but comedy is different. You got to be able to understand what's going on. And so that show was in English. And so finally, they're like, what took you so long to do a show in Mexico? And for me, it's always been, I was afraid of being a disappointment because the expectation of being an entertainer in Mexico is like, it's, I don't want to fail. And I don't want people to say, pues, ¿quién es este? ¿Quién se cree? The judgment is a lot harder. And I feel like I really better be prepared. I really better have, something good if I'm going to try to do this show over there. And, I don't want to fake it and try to pretend like, oh, yeah, no, de aquí es. No. I tell people flat out, soy pocho, get ready for some hot dogs and hamburgers with a side of tacos. It's just, I grew up brown, but it's, I grew up over here. So it's different. I speak Spanish, but it's like I'm limited. I can sound very much like a local. Puedo hablar español hasta que se me amarra la lengua. Entonces tenemos una... Pero si ando pedo, te digo que no, hombre, se me sale lo mariachi. The real beauty and just the whole thing with this big show happening for the first time in Mexico, I think it's also really cool that it's going to be the first time I meet a lot of family members that I've heard about, but I've never met. For example, I haven't spoken or connected with my father in over 15 years. He lives in Agua Caliente, and so he's going to fly out with my sisters that I've never met, my nieces that I've never met, and a couple other family members I've never met. And we're going to actually meet for the first time because of this trip. So it's very much like, it's a big deal because it's the first time in Mexico, and it's a big deal because, like, wow, this is an opportunity for me to meet some family.
¿Cuáles son las diferencias entre el stand-up gringo y mexicano?
Well, from what I've seen, based on watching, like for example, Franco or watching a couple of the other new comics that are out there, I want to say that the style of stand-up it's very quick, whereas traditional Mexican comedy, for example, if you're talking like Polo Polo or some of these other guys, it's a long story with one big punch at the end of the long story. For me, if I go more than a minute without laughter, I'm not doing something right. I need laughter to happen at least a minimum of every 30 seconds. 30 to 45 seconds, there needs to be some type of interaction. So it's a lot quicker. American comedy is quicker, but I'm noticing that there's a lot of Mexican stand-ups that are doing it that way, where they're performing quicker, getting to the punch quicker versus the more traditional long story with the punch.
¿Qué te causa más orgullo, tener tu Funko Pop o conocer al Buki?
Ooh, oh wow, no, it's gotta be meeting Marco Antonio Solis. That is a magical moment. That's literally meeting like a royalty, a king, someone who's like, what you feel, as soon as you start talking to him, you feel like, oh wow, man, I should have showered twice. I should have. What could I do? You meet him and he's very, very charismatic. The personality, he's so warm and inviting, and he looks at you and you feel like you're in the presence of something that's like, wow, I can't believe I'm here. And so when you walk away, you're looking at your hand, you're like, wow, I just shook hands. But, he said my name, it's a pretty awesome moment. I'm gonna go with Marco, even though having my own Funko Pop, Dia de los Muertos, is really cool. Meeting Marco was massive.
¿Cuánto pagarías por un bochito mexicano?
The last one, and actually the last one that was made, came out of Mexico City and is now sitting in a museum in Germany. I got a chance to see it. It was the last one that came off the assembly line. It had the Mexican flag on the hood made out of flowers. It's a beautiful car. As far as like what would I pay for one of those, or even that last one, I don't know, because I don't think it's ever going to be an option. I'm sure I can find them. There's a ton of cars out there that were made in Mexico, and I'm sure I could get my hands on one. But if you're gonna go for something big, go for the last one, or go for one that's like a collector number.
¿Cómo lograste ser un comediante y un empresario exitoso?
Well, first of all, it's called show business. So yes, you're a performer. You also have to be mindful of what it is that you're doing. You're doing something that generates money, and anytime money's involved, people are all of a sudden want to be involved in your business, and you need to make sure that you surround yourself with, first of all, like-minded people and people that have your best interests. I feel like I'm very fortunate that I have one of the best business managers in the business, and she's very, she's always looking out for me, always making sure that if I want to buy something, so like if I said, I want to buy this bochito in Mexico for, $100,000, and she's like, "Estás loco," and she don't even speak Spanish, but she would tell me, "Estás loco," so to look out for me and make sure that I'm making good decisions, making the best choices for the brand, for everything that I have going on, because I don't just do stand-up. I also have, merchandise line. I also do voiceovers and film. I also, act. And so there's a lot of different boxes that I check. And it's important to have a good support system, a good team of people around you. Because all it takes is one bad person to start messing things up.
¿Un consejo para los chavos?
Be patient. This new generation wants everything right now. De volada, ahorita. And no, anything good takes time. Anything great takes a lot of time. So don't be in a rush. Enjoy the ride. And if you're good, you'll eventually get to where you want to be. And if you're not good, keep practicing, and then maybe you'll be good.
Oye, ¿y ya tiene trabajo tu chamaco?
That's funny. I just saw him a few minutes ago. He's working for me right now. He's got a couple things he has going on, but right now we're in the process of launching a new Funko. So he's here working at the warehouse.